Let's do it. Let's rock.
Let's get ready to podcast, perhaps?
It sounds like you put a question mark at the back of that.
Well, because you were starting with the let's, and I was like, I don't know, but maybe we should.
Shall.
Well, word up. Welcome, everybody, one and all, ladies and gentlemen, everything that Sam hates that I say at the beginning of every one of these things, to the 97th episode.
You're trying to be like the Michael Buffer of the podcast game.
I mean, I am the mic buffer of the pod game.
You're a mic buffer of podcasts?
No, I don't literally buff mics.
Well, you just said you did.
Welcome to episode 97 of the Kiona and
You
Kasson
changed the
podcast.
subject.
No, you changed the subject. I was in the middle of the intro, you know?
You decided you wanted to tell us you're the mic buffer of the podcast game.
You said that I want to be the mic buffer.
And then you told me that you already are.
I am your host, Adam, here with my brother, Osama. Welcome to the show. Listen, so before we get started, and I promise it's going to be the only time I do this because I'm not sure how it's going to sound in this thing, but we have a major announcement to make.
That's the only time you're going to do it in the whole podcast?
I don't know. We'll see.
Air horn!
We are excited to announce that the Patreon for the Kiona and Kasson podcast has officially been... Oh, he thought that I was just announcing that we have air horns. No. I was using the air horns as an announcement.
So was that like a subtle flex? Because they've never once heard the air horns, and we obviously don't know what it's going to sound like.
That's why I gave the disclaimer that I don't know what they sound like.
That's why I was laughing. I thought you said you were only going to do it once to see how it sounds, and then maybe bring it back.
It's killing the complete thing. I mean, we have a Patreon, people. The Patreon is up. We've been talking about it. We've been basically just like kicking ourselves in the ass because we've been talking about it and not doing it. But the
thing is, we've actually been recording content, so it's not like we haven't done anything about it. We just didn't do anything with the stuff we recorded.
Well,
so
now we did.
Now it's being dropped.
Now we did. And there's already like an exciting a couple of extra things that I have yet to post that are coming. But
for those who don't know, what is Patreon? Let them know what that is for them.
So Patreon is basically a platform where creators such as ourselves and pretty much anybody who does things involving the internet, they can host their content and they can essentially, it sounds bad to say, but place it behind a paywall, which is really just like, it's extra material. We're never going to stop like doing the normal podcast so we can focus only on Patreon. It's never going to be the case. But the idea is that, your fans or the people who really enjoy your show or whatever it is that you're producing can support you, pay a monthly membership fee, whatever it is. Usually there's a lot of perks involved. We're working out the additional perks. We have a bunch of them listed there.
Yeah, we have some ideas. And to be, I've been looking at like other Patreons for like podcasts to see what they do offer. And it just seems like we want to just kind of, we just want to let you see, you could do behind the scenes type of stuff. You could see what,
just other things that are not just us sitting here talking. There's extra of that.
Extra pod a week as well, And we have the after parties that we shoot, obviously. But like we're thinking about like an extra pod a week, possibly, depending on, the interest that this Patreon garners, right?
Yeah. And I mean, I'm even looking past like an additional pod because you get us talking for an hour and a half plus another hour for an after party. I'd like to do just other things, but we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out, and you'll see what's up there. But there are tiers, so it's not like you're stuck if you want to subscribe that you have to pay the top dollar for it. But there's that's basically the long and short of what the Patreon is. And if you go to our Patreon page, you'll have a little bit more in-depth detail about what we're looking to offer outside of what we're talking about here. So
the show. Pause.
Oh, all right. I mean, I hear you. I mean, you ain't even really got to pause. Like, yo, people got allergies. You know what I'm saying? I've been sniffling and blowing my nose and sneezing all damn weekend. No, I don't have a garbage in here. Yeah, just make that the garbage. I'll bring it out. A little nasty. Yeah. Cool. Allergies doing
man,
anything.
It's allergy season like a motherfucker. My shit is like, it just because the weather can't make its mind up, But fuck that. Let's go back to Patreon. We are dropped, and you can go on there. Is there a link that we're gonna put in the description?
Yeah. Put the link in the description. I already put it on the bio of the Instagram page. And yeah, I'll have it as many places as I can find it. I think I put it on Facebook too already. So
All right, that's what's up. I mean, this way, and again, if you don't want to pay, by all means, do not. Right? We still, like he said, we'll still be releasing.
yeah, we're not gonna
This is
this material.
This is just if you want a little bit more content or a little bit more behind the scenes of who we are.
I saw like other people's Patreons. What I've seen people complain about is like if they have a podcast, for instance, is that they'll reference the Patreon a lot and be like, "Oh yeah, we talked about that in the Patreon." Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah,
and then like people get mad about it.
Fucked up. But it's gonna be hard not to. Because
but I'll tell you this. All right, to be fair, on this podcast, you're not gonna have too much specifics like that because I have a hard time remembering what we discussed on.
Yeah, but I think even like trying to be like, "Oh, remember this," and then you'll be like, "Oh, we discussed that Patreon." And I think if we discuss it on Patreon,
I think it just gets to a point where you're putting out so much that you don't know which.
Yeah, how much content or what it is,
like
but
where you
not that we're gonna double up the content, but some will kind of like stumble over the line, and you'll be like, "Oh shit, we did speak about this somewhere else."
Yeah, for sure. I
mean, that's enough about plugging the Patreon. Unless just know it's available. And,
yeah, I mean, the other note is just it's basically where you're gonna get a more of an intimate look at some of the behind the scenes of the pod itself,
interaction with you as well.
And for sure that's part of the idea is to have more of an interaction specifically with you guys. So, but yeah, all right, we can move from that. There was a big.
Did we introduce the number of the podcast? Did you say 97?
He'll be paying no attention. He's just busy interrupting everything I do, and then it's.
I think that's what you have me here for.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I did already. But for those who didn't hear it, episode 97 this week. Yeah, and we came back with a couple things. So there's the Patreon. There's the aux cord connection that I finally found for my phone here.
Right, shoot them air horns again.
Yeah. Wait a second.
What else can you? What else? Now. What other? I
don't know. I just
sounds do they have? Do they have like? Do they have like a ooh?
Probably, but there's another one that says "Man falls downstairs." I don't like the way that sounds. All right.
That doesn't sound like you fell downstairs. It sounds like somebody threw him out a window. Like, what the hell was that glass breaking? I've never once had to like.
I have not a single.
Just random glass in his staircase.
What I really like about this though is that now we can like play snippets of songs that we're discussing that so maybe they're new. Maybe it's me talking about a dirty Usher song that needs some. Yeah, but now we just don't have to hold the speaker to the microphone.
Oh, we can, we can play the music. You can hear it. It goes, oh.
I really think that he's in a different room while we're shooting. I literally just said that. Yo, non-listening ass.
I was reiterating it, dude.
He's like, oh yeah, then you can hear
it. What's that? That Pootie Tang shit. He fast. Yeah, he fast too.
That's 100% what you just did.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, so there was a pretty big game 6 that just transpired.
Which one was that? Because
this is Philadelphia versus Atlanta.
Oh, they closed it out, right? Oh no, it's going to Game 7.
Going to Game 7, and probably by the time this comes out, that they'll already have that decided.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the Nets are gone. Nets are out of the playoffs as of last night. We're filming this Saturday. So they played Sunday, sorry. And they filled this.
So I guess it's just all together you're in a fall.
Yeah, it's just a Saturday. It's just a whole thing. Anyway, so it went to OT and it was super close. KD almost closed it out at the buzzer, but the tips of his toes were on the line at the 3-point line, and it was a 2 instead of a 3. But he hit that shot, and then it went to OT, and I think they lost by 3. Damn. He had 48.
Wow.
He's a beast.
He's a beast. I mean, I guess Kyrie going down hurt him more than he thought it would be.
I think I don't know. I guess if Kyrie's there, they're gonna win more than likely.
I mean,
if James Harden is healthy, they're more than likely gonna win. But you can't take away anything from them.
See, this is the type of shit though. Can't barely predict this shit. This has been a crazy.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Like now, you think that the Suns may win it, but then you look at the fact that Milwaukee is they're like a sleeper team. Not that people don't predict them, but like you don't. I think you predict them without really thinking they're gonna win. You're like, they'll probably win.
You just hope that Giannis learned from his prior mistakes and
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That's a name, boy. I tell you.
Yes, it is.
Like, damn, you had to spell that as a kid? That sucks.
What? Like, that's one thing, having, specific, like, size names. Like, it's one thing to have a weird name. It's another to have, like, a long name. Like, how the fuck did you pronounce your name? Like, my name's Osama, and it's, like, 3 syllables. So, like, it's also, like, people have always pronounced it in weird ways. Some people have always taken the A off.
Some people get offended by it,
Some people
Twitch.
Some people, huh? Oh yeah, Twitch, we're coming after you, motherfucker.
Fuck you, Twitch.
Twitch told us that we can't. We told them Twitch won't let us have that account, right?
Well, you can have the account. The problem is I can't put Osama in the description.
Like, it's my name, bitch.
That's what I said. I was like, yo,
Twitch.
It's a little prejudiced, little bigoted.
It's a little bit
fucked up. Speaking of nasty things, because that was nasty.
Okay.
I have another R&B artist that I'm like, ugh. This is just a line that you probably could have left out of the song. Neo this week.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Not Neo.
So let me think of the name of the song is. I'll just give you the line and then I'll think of the song after that. But he said, she makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up.
Well, some people have hairy
just
back
one
hairy
touch,
necks.
and I erupt like a volcano and cover her with my love.
I mean, listen. If there's one place you could
that's
be,
that's how you opened the song.
Did you write that down?
I wrote it down so that I remembered exactly.
Did you copy and paste, or did you write it down?
I wrote it down.
It's kind of nasty that you typed that out.
I mean, had to do what I had to do.
She makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up.
He said,
with just one touch.
And I erupt. So it took a one touch, first of all.
I erupt like a volcano and cover her.
This is just nasty,
with
Neo.
my love.
Nasty.
What the fuck did you just say, Neo?
You know what I'm saying? I told you.
What did you make me just sing?
R&B is just the nastiest of genres.
Yeah, like you could be a little bit nasty there.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So, but that's
pretty fucked up. I think I expect it from R&B. Like, that's a place where you can kind of like find nasty metaphors and sing them and get them off.
Yeah.
Pretty frequently.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So you just be listening to songs now, like
no. But like, I mean, first of all,
are you cancel culture?
I like to think that no, I'm not trying to cancel them for these things. I'm just saying those are nasty things. So, like I'm like a human jukebox, right? Like I got mad fucking songs in my head that just be popping up randomly, and I'll be singing them. And it just happens randomly. Like I'll be like, oh, what the fuck? What's the lyrics to that say? What did he say there about that? Yeah. And that was just, I mean, look, it's been coming in handy because I think this is a handy little segment that we have going on here. You know? It may not be 100% weekly.
Nasty lyrics.
Yeah, nasty R&B artists.
When we get on the Patreon, we can actually like play these songs. That's the good thing about Patreon. We can like play that snippet. Like, listen, I mean, we could probably play it now. I don't know though. I've heard of people getting like the podcast and like, listen, I don't want to film a whole podcast and then they take it off of all the platforms because half a song.
I mean, we don't need to have a song because like it's like the first like 10 seconds.
Yo, what is Neo's name? What does Neo stand for? Like
Neo Soul? I don't know. But I don't think
that might be possible.
Like
Neo Soul?
I think Neo Soul is just Neo though. So
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. So then now that we have a new playoff picture, because my original prediction was Phoenix and Brooklyn. So now Brooklyn is gone. So now who comes out of? And it's not even like the East-West thing, right? Like, or is it East-West? I don't know.
Dude, I can't make sense of this. I'm gonna be honest. This new playoff thing they got going on, I'm not quite certain.
Well, whatever. All those things aside, I think
I'm
they're still doing East-West because I think
a little bit.
Well, did they call it the semifinal or they call it the conference final?
What do you mean? Which one? The last one? The semifinals. This is the conference final.
No, so are they calling it the conference finals?
Wait, right now? Yeah. Well, yeah.
So then it is East-West.
I guess so.
So then who's coming out of the East?
No, it is East West. It is actually now that I think about it. It's like they did
It's because that
they did
stupid
a little
tournament thing really threw me
play in to
off.
fuck with you, and now that it's different.
Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, apparently the play-in tournament was pretty like a good tournament. They
Did
were
you
like,
hear?
"Oh, it's what you didn't get out
did
of
you
March
hear
Madness this
that
year."
Zion was his family's mad? Like, how your family gonna be mad? And I guess if it's Zion and he's like relaying the message, but how your family mad? Like, all they're doing is reaping benefits and money. Like, we don't want to be rich here. We want to be rich in a different market. If that's okay.
And I also heard, and this is all alleged, obviously, but that his family also took money from other places when he was in college.
If like much like if I were to win the lottery, or if I had a pool, for instance,
I would take all that money when I was
nobody
in college.
would
like,
know.
You want to give me what? I'll take it.
Nobody would know I had these things. Like, so for instance, like metaphor, right? If I have a pool,
Yeah.
Adam wouldn't know till he came to my house and figured it
He
out.
just actually told me that.
I just told him that
I would
actually.
never let you.
But
know.
if I was going to the draft, you wouldn't know I was getting drafted till I was on TV at the draft.
What kind of shit is that?
Because, man, family members be fucking distorting shit. Like, like, dude, they'd be
Fucked
like,
up, bro.
we'd be at, I play half a season and shit. And now you're just like, hey, to be honest with you, we're not happy here. Like, what do you mean? It's none of your fucking
but it wouldn't matter
business.
because whether it was at draft night or halfway through the season, I would already be privy to this information.
Family members be just having some balls to just start saying shit.
Listen, man, I'd just be happy to ride your coattails to the top.
Listen, I'm perfectly fine with that. We could be anywhere you want to. But listen, we could be. Just don't be in OKC. I don't really want to live in Oklahoma.
I mean, listen, I don't really care. Like, if I was an NBA, I wouldn't give a flying fuck. Here's the thing. I feel like when you're an NBA player, you should be spending, like Kobe did, 8 hours a day in the gym, working on your craft. All you do is play basketball.
Can you imagine?
So you should be trying to get to the top.
Can you imagine just playing basketball all day? Like, you ain't never
Dude,
had
that's like a dream.
It's not even like a job.
I've always wanted my whole life to be able to just play ball all day long.
Yeah, that was the goal. We will be on Patreon.
Man.
Damn it. I feel bad now. Like, now it's just like, sorry, behind the paywall, Wheelie doing these things.
I mean, listen, I understand both sides of it, all right? Like, to some degree, we have to be able to advertise and be like, yo, like, this is what's happening over there, so if you care to come check it out. But I also understand the fans being like, all right, well, like, enough about Patreon. You know, can you not talk about this? But, again, I mean, you know, my main point today was just that, hey, it's up and it's stuck.
It's up and it's stuck. It's up and it's... Oh, yo, speaking of up and stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Meg Thee Stallion, right? I know it's a completely different song, but, like, how'd it go? Hands on my knees, I'm shaking ass, I'm a that shit. Hands on my knees, shaking ass, I'm a that shit. That's been on my head, like, for, like, the last week. I can't stop singing that fucking little... However many bars that is. Some, like, 3 or 4. Anyway...
It doesn't even rhyme.
Hands on my knees, smoking hands on my hot. Hands on my knees, in the name of the hot. Hands on my knees, in the name of the hot.
But it doesn't have to.
All I remember is the video. Like, she had a story the other day that, like, that song is forever in my heart now. Like, oh, thanks, Meg.
Yeah, I mean,
Meg.
I don't want to sound more misogynistic,
Family Guy.
but there's a lot of beautiful things that come out of this woman age of hip hop that we're in. You know, they're all in tune with themselves, and I like.
Ashanti is looking good.
Ashanti been looking good.
Yeah, but Ashanti is looking really good lately.
You know, looking really good. Angela Simmons.
Yeah, for sure. But I think something's got to be off with that chick. Like,
Probably,
she just seems nuts, just a little crazy.
Man, I mean,
she's hot.
it's all good,
I'll
though.
say it. I
don't know her. I'm not like having daily
but she
conversations.
looks crazy
with
to
her.
have to deal with her. Saying.
Yeah, there's. I mean, there's.
I like her, but I don't know that I
would.
would like her.
Why do you have to go that deep into thought, though? You know, like who cares?
I'm just saying.
I ain't gonna meet
crazy
this chick.
chicks can be crazy no matter what your intentions are.
That's true, but I ain't gonna meet her. I mean, the likelihood of that is very, very low.
What if you met her? Now you got a crazy chick in your hands because you didn't listen to what I said.
At least she's
Which
a rich
you shouldn't
crazy chick.
at all, actually.
At least she's a rich.
Don't
hot,
listen
crazy
to
chick.
anything I say about this.
I wouldn't.
If you met her.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I'm just saying she could be crazy.
She could, but she's a rich, hot, crazy.
I think it'd be worth it to like no Rev Run. He seems like a jolly guy.
Yeah, I mean, he may not be so happy about like whoever's nailing his daughter, but like whatever, you know. Anyway, let's go back to NBA for a minute. I saw the story. It says June 18th.
Hands on my knees, shaking hands on my thigh shit. Yo, Meg the Stallion got some durable ass knees.
She does.
She could have hooped.
Yeah.
Like,
Whoever,
and she like 5'10", so she definitely could have hooped.
Whatever child she breeds is going to probably
That is a
be an
tall
athlete.
drink of water.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been saying it though.
Speaking of drink of water.
Yeah. So there was a trade in the Boston Celtics world.
Kemba, right?
Yep. So let's see. Off-season of change for Boston continues with Kemba being traded to Oklahoma, and the Celtics will receive Al Horford, Moses Brown, and a second-round draft pick for 2023. In exchange,
So
for
name your
fourth-round
child
All-Star.
Moses
Or
or like Jesus or any of these like really highly biblical names. Like it's kind of a big burden to put on a kid, right? Like your name is a lot. I think people don't realize that. I think, and if they do, I think if you're gonna name your kid something, just be cautious.
the problem is
Have
when
fun,
you have a
but be
name
cautious.
like Giannis, when you have a surname that you cannot change, like
I think
that,
the middle
and
name.
then you have Antetokounmpo at the end, and it's like impossible to have to like. I'm sorry, man. If I was a teacher and of this child, I'd probably
Giannis
have
A.
like a really
Giannis A.
like pretty much like G. ALG. You in class
I had
today?
teachers that used to call me like Kawash. Like,
Uh-huh.
damn, can't even call my real name.
Yeah.
My regular name, my first name. Everything's my real name and regular name, but my first name, bitch. She was actually a cool teacher. She used to come to school in a power suit, drove a Cadillac. Miss Dudley.
Oh, you just reminded me, man. I had a Mrs. Officer moment. So,
Well.
yeah.
Oh, you could play Mrs. Officer while you're telling the story.
Well, no, I mean, because we just talked about how we don't want to have trademark issues.
Fuck up Patreon. We need you.
So I wasn't doing a buck in the latest drop, but I was doing the speed limit in my
did
white
get
Jeep.
stopped by a lady cop.
I was doing the speed limit in my white Jeep
She got him thinking he could date a cop.
because their uniform fits so tight. She didn't read me my rights. That's pretty much where all the parallels died. Because everything
She put
else
him in
from
the
there,
car. She cut him on the lights and said,
No. I don't have that kind of story to report.
like a cop car.
But you know, my license plate sticker's been expired for like
Adam's shit's
year,
been so expired. I think we were talking about this before we stopped the podcast for the quarantine.
Probably. I don't know. My shit's so expired. My car got a sour stomach.
Adam said she was kind of hot though.
Yeah,
Listen, I
Not the
don't think
Latina cop,
I've
you know?
I've never really seen a hot Chicago cop.
Well,
Maybe once or
she was
twice.
suburb cop.
Right, like so. I think a lot of the time the hot female cops are in the suburbs.
Probably.
I think I've seen one
But-
hot Chicago cop. Like,
I mean, they're bound to be in there somewhere, you know.
yeah, but
City's big, a lot of cops
the
out
city's
there.
nuts, man.
Like 45,000 cops.
I think
and shit.
I think a lot. I don't know how it is to be a cop, but like I feel like a lot of people I know that were Chicago police are now like suburb police, which I think would be like
Yeah,
the
of
natural
course.
progression.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, why would
you
I
get paid more in the suburbs? A lot of the suburbs don't have like end of month quotas and shit like that, so they don't have to worry about like crunch time and getting numbers. I don't know, whatever. It's like, why would you not?
I mean, I wouldn't want to do either, but I guess you're right.
Yeah, me neither. But I mean, whatever. But the other surprising thing here was this lady was like really cool. You know, like she could have been a big asshole. I thought she was gonna be.
Yeah,
but-
Adam shit was like 2 years out of fucking like it being in good standing. That's hilarious.
She was like, I don't want to give you anything that's gonna go on your record. So she's like, here's this 2-week voucher. She's like,
But like
you have this.
You should have
2
told her
weeks.
you can go on my record, and then you
Yeah.
would have been put in the car, cut off all the lights,
Yeah.
and then
Then it wouldn't have been my
she
car.
said, "I have the right to remain silent. Now I gotta holler, something like a siren,
was
talking
like-
about who was in the who was in the studio doing
Bobby Valentine,
He would have done that at that point. Like that motherfucker ain't sang a song in a minute.
It was definitely, and that was probably like the exit of his run
That is really hilarious.
because he was doing.
He
shit
was
with
like,
Ludacris
"Look,
for
Bobby,
a while, right?
I got you. I need you on my song, right? But at this one point, I'm gonna need you to just do this." And the best part about that is the thing about Lil Wayne in the studio. Like, I'm gonna need you to sound like this. Wee 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 wee. And then Bobby's like, "You mean like this? Wee 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 He's like, no.
was-
And then for like, to think that a conversation lasted for like at least 15 minutes of them going
It's
back
got to
and
be
forth.
probably the dumbest. It's like when fucking Dave Chappelle did the Lil Jon skit. I just imagine stupidity like this in the studio. I have a couple gripes with Lil Wayne, and I was gonna bring that up after I got it to the Mrs. Officer point, which is all a true story, by the way.
Dude,
listen,
I'm sorry. I just can't get past the. Was he in the dark? Were other people in the studio? Did he say, "Listen, I'll do it," but nobody?
Was he at his house?
Only the engineer.
was he at his house? He woke up and he was like, "I got it."
You mean like was Bobby Valentino
Yeah,
at
he
his
was
house?
at his house. He woke up and he was like, "Wayne, get on the phone."
No, I think Lil Wayne told him to do that, and I kind of think he told him to do it as a joke. I need you to make this little like female sounding sound, like he didn't even make it like a
Well, it was
masculine.
supposed to be
it wasn't even like a masculine siren.
Sirens. I mean,
Okay, so what's a masculine siren? Probably like that like warning siren that you get for like tornadoes. Like, oh shit!
yeah, that's just a real air horn.
How that you be hearing that shit from? You be like, oh, like, and then they have the nerve to test them shits out. Just random than a motherfucker.
Yeah,
like
dude.
you just be sitting down. Like,
No, it's the first Tuesday of every month or some shit like that. I think.
yeah, all right. I don't think
true.
it's been Tuesday of every. The
It's
first,
true every time because I be sitting over here what's happening. I'm like, is today the first Tuesday of the month? And I look and I'm like,
all right. Well, if you
On
don't
point.
know that could be kind of a fucking fearful moment.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
it is people. Listen, like if you're just chilling,
Now
all of a
you
sudden-
start hollering like a siren.
it's fucked up because it will catch you off guard, right? I mean, you'll just hear all of a sudden like, and it like
Like you can hear it like making its rotation and alerting the other people on the other side.
like
of
it
that.
gets higher pitched and louder, and then it like kind of cuts
because
out.
it goes like this, right? Like it's
Yeah,
circular.
there's something circular in the middle of. I don't know where they started from. I don't know where those things are stationed.
Yo, I don't know if I
Are they at the
ever
police
told.
station?
No, there's actually.
Fire
I seen
station?
one yesterday. I don't remember
City
where I was
Hall?
at. I was thinking I was near here. Oh, there is one. There's on 59 over here. I don't remember where
Just in a
exactly
random,
I saw
in
it,
the middle of a field.
but it was like hidden behind some trees and shit.
Huh.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even know what they look like. So,
it's a big ass air horn, dude. It's like
just, it looks like a Good Morning Vietnam type of speaker. Like, yeah.
essentially so. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
R.I.P. Robin Williams.
Absolutely.
Good morning, Vietnam.
I mean, my Michael Buffer impression is way better than that.
I wasn't gonna be. I was being Robin Williams.
No, I know that, but
And my voice is
Michael-
cracking up too.
I'm just saying in comparison, you know.
Yeah. All right.
Comparison, that was ass.
All right. We hear you.
Well, yes, absolutely. Comedy
Ladies and
legend.
gentlemen of all ages, boys and all girls, it's ready for the podcast. Sound like I was a haunted. I was a ghost. Oh, Adam.
You sounded like if I put like mad reverb on my shit.
Why do they make ghosts in like horror movies be like why do they sound like that? Like why do they assume like not like now, like those fucking paranormal shits where it's just like something like throwing things across the room fucking with you. That's fucked up. That's
Yeah.
not cool.
Nah, I don't
Well,
like
I'm talking
that.
about like the old school
Poltergeist
ghost
type shit.
that was like, I'm here to haunt you.
They were
You'd be
there to
like-
haunt your ass.
you'd be
What?
well, now that I know that, like, not gonna really be scared anymore. Depends on what you're gonna do. I don't think you could really. Can you physically?
I think I would still be scared because they can
I-
like.
I would have a questionnaire for him. Like,
I just feel like I can't fight back. So
can you
not fair.
physically harm me? Well, not technically.
I can just inconvenience you when you're trying to sleep.
I can make it difficult for you to get 8 hours of sleep and to go to work with a good night's
I
rest.
can kill the mood when you're about to get busy.
No, but you have to do the quivering voice. Well, I will fuck with you while you are fucking. You're like, that's fucked up, man. Why would you do that? Well, there's not much else in my power.
just rude. Like, come on, bro.
So you're telling me being a ghost is pretty much the worst? You didn't hear it from me.
Like, why do you think I'm doing this? I'm bored.
You don't make much up there. I just had to do this on the side to make ends meet.
Maybe.
But like, I got
What if that's what like death was like? You can choose to be like in Monsters Inc. where you
like you choose your job.
you can
like-
scare kids out of the
Oh, I
closet,
didn't.
like-
I've never seen Monsters Inc.
You've never
before.
seen Monsters
no.
Inc.?
I mean, I've heard of it obviously, and it's come out a long time ago. But So basically, what you had to like, you get a questionnaire.
They were literally like,
is it like the medicinal marijuana in fucking
Monsters
California?
Inc. They weren't like dead.
What's wrong with you?
They were monsters.
My back, stomach, ankle sprain. Yeah, that's cool. Whatever, all 4 of those. Be like, yeah, put them all. Be like, my back hurts. I've been seeing things. This like ghost won't stop fucking with me.
You're gonna go get a professional massage, and they want to know if you have any history of like illness in your family. Like, I don't know why this line of questioning is necessary.
I don't got none of that, but I be having this gas pocket, so don't.
We're gonna avoid this little general area. Don't touch my feet too. Yeah. Get too relaxed.
But anyway, what was Monsters Inc. again? Like,
so Monsters Inc. is literally they're monsters, and they're like assigned to children, I guess, right, into a certain age or whatever.
To haunt them?
And there's like a enormous hall in this warehouse that they work in that has a bunch of doors, and it leads to this children's closet, and they scare them.
What kind of terrible who made this movie? That would be fucked up.
I mean, the cast's pretty all-star.
That's why they never found anything in the closet. They just opened the other door that nobody knows about.
Yeah, it's a little hidden door.
Where's the door to?
And then
Hell?
it became,
is that like?
Then it became about Boo, one of these little children who I don't know why they call.
All right, now we're going too deep into this. No.
Yeah.
What about like Casper the Friendly Ghost? That is where everybody was like, all right, well now I don't know if they're good or not. Like Casper is so cool. Like, how come the rest of them ain't so cool, Casper?
They made the
Casper walk in, dap you
They made
up.
the distinction that he was friendly in the title. He's the friendly ghost. Like, that means that most.
Well, you expect them to be friendly, so you don't really care. That's why I'm saying the other one shouldn't tell you they're there.
The best thing about Casper was
I'm going to haunt you, Adam, for the next 6 hours because I get off at 2 a.m. And no, we don't switch shifts in the middle of the night, so you're good for the night.
I didn't know that you had such a plethora of ghost voices.
Yeah, I just feel like it's hilarious because in movies they used to do that.
The best thing about Casper was the PlayStation video game they came out with.
Never remember. I don't remember playing that too much.
I played that, but yeah, I don't know. I don't remember much about the movie itself, so that's
okay.
I usually opt for like either comedy or like hand-to-hand combat type of movies,
Adam's all into that hand-to-hand combat. You're just like you're gonna be like Uncle Rico or like
that Bloodsport shit.
What was the movie? What's the movie where he's like trying to be the stunt man, the stunt guy? Not Andy Samberg. Maybe it is. Oh, it is Andy.
Probably is Andy Samberg. Yeah. What happened to him?
Huh?
Is he like one of those people that Hollywood just never called again?
No, isn't he playing in? Isn't he in that cop show?
Oh, with Damon Wayans Jr. or
I don't know. I know he's on TV though.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You're talking
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah, but I think they did cancel it.
Oh.
But it was on for
I
a
thought
minute.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I forgot that he was on.
Yo, honestly, you put me on a sitcom and you tell me you pay me like, I don't know, let's say $20,000 an episode. You got me for life.
Like, we're
kid.
doing these weekly?
You got me. You got me for life, kid.
Can we do about 100 seasons of this? Like, we can push these in.
Everybody's like, yeah, that's a wrap for the season. What? We're done already?
Wait a second, man. I spent all my money. Can we get a couple?
I've been blowing $20,000 a fucking episode. I can't do this.
I've been blowing every penny that you see these chains.
You know those people that they say like they hit the lottery and then like, I don't know.
As soon as I got my check, I was gone.
A few years later, they're broke again. Like,
or
like there's that show where like I won the lottery like however long ago. Or former lottery winners, they'll walk up this like driveway, and it'll be funny as hell because they'll be all like brand new or like dope cars from 10 years ago, like fucking like.
I haven't been able to upgrade.
And they just living normally again. And it's just like, well, why do you just sell this?
Right.
You don't need all of these now. You're no longer a lottery winner who's rich.
I don't know how you fumbled that bag.
How mad would you be at yourself if you like literally fucking
it's the same
tricked
thing,
off
like
$100 million or whatever?
The same thing with MC Hammer. Same thing with certain athletes that go broke. Like what's his face? I don't
know.
Delonte West.
But that guy, he had like addiction issues.
Well, I mean, I guess so, but like,
I think that's not a good. I think let's talk about a different guy. He's going through some rehab right now. I got to give no negative energy to that.
I mean, yes, best of luck. I'm just saying.
What's fucked up is the
I'm
thing
just saying
he
that
had
there's
with LeBron's mom.
Well, I mean,
we're talking about fucked up shit.
I'm just saying that there is a trend of major successful people in pretty much any arena that have gone broke because they just have not been smart with their money.
Well, you don't really. It takes a financial literacy.
Listen, man, I get it. I get it. But
also,
like, if you take and spend
you
half of
can't
that
really
shit,
listen. I don't
you
know.
had Kawhi Leonard
We
driving a
ain't-
fucking Tahoe from 2004 for the last 97 years.
Yeah, that ain't happening. All right, secondly, firstly,
Some people,
if it was a Tahoe from that year, it would look like it would be a.
I would certainly be more
be
reckless with my money than that.
Yes,
But
you
I'm
get
just saying-
20 grand tomorrow for an episode of this, saying though you'll get another 20 grand for the next episode. That 20 grand ain't making it to the next episode. You'll spend it. You will. You'll come home with a fucking parakeet. You'll like.
My only point is,
I bought a pirate ship, or at least I put a down
if you
payment
think about
on one.
like an NBA contract, right? Let's say you are have been an all-star,
right,
once at least, right? So you're looking at a contract. Let's say you get veteran minimum. You got $1 million plus in a year, right? So if I had $1 million in 1 year,
but you got to think about taxes and expenses and whatever
you get
else.
mad bonuses in the NBA as well. That you know.
Listen, I don't know nothing about no goddamn, but I don't get bonuses
I'm
now.
just saying,
I don't know.
Give me $1 million. Give me up $1 million.
When people be like,
I
I
am
got a
not going
bonus
back
at
down.
work, I'll be like, bonus what? Like, what are you talking about? What do you get?
Well, yeah.
I know you get some bonus. I don't know. I'd be like, give me my money that I get usually all the time.
I'm just saying, put me up $1 million, and I'm not gonna ever be back at this.
Oh hell no! I mean, I'll be back here. I wouldn't be back in this situation.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't be in the same
Give me
financial
$1 million.
situation.
Fuck this podcast. Fuck you, and fuck this microphone. I'm out. Drop the mic.
No, you can't do that. You got to at least finish your job first. You know?
That's true.
But yeah. So I don't know. To me, it's just too many of those happening, and people should be better with their money. Get better people around them, help them make better decisions. I don't see how you can fuck yourself up that way.
It's pretty easy, man. I mean, if you don't got people around you that are like telling you to stop paying, like
you say it's pretty easy.
All in truth, I mean, it's really all who you you surround
it's
yourself
because
with.
people get too excited when they get rich and they go and get a bunch of things that they can't afford to maintain, and then it puts them in a shitty situation.
I bought me an elephant, a tiger.
Cost me $30,000 a day to feed this bitch.
I paid somebody to mate an elephant and a giraffe. Now they got this long nosed, big necked motherfucker running around. He can't support his head because his body's too small, but he's fat. So like, that would be
a fucked up hybrid of things.
That's maybe one.
I don't think it could live. I don't think it could survive.
A rhinoceros iguana. It's the same thing, but it's too small to really do what it thinks it can do.
Yeah. I don't know where you're coming up with these things.
A fish, sheep.
See, we were talking about like the metaphors and shit that I be coming up with randomly. And you're like, oh, you just be coming up with these things. But I don't know what you be talking about sometimes.
Man, I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
I think Carmelo's going to be able to now focus his energy completely on basketball again.
Yo, Carmelo.
Lala has filed for divorce.
Well, you heard what he did. Like, he had flown the girl to...
Carmelo's been knocking boots with every woman, and he had that problem, and then like he apologized.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna put that evil on him. I don't know who he's been fucking. Far as I know, Carmelo's been faithful the whole time.
They had this
girl just got pregnant by some other weird thing that they had that in the Bible sometime.
Immaculate conception.
And at one point, that was in the Bible, wasn't it?
I guess so.
Or still?
So you can get pregnant even when you're not fucking?
Guess so.
Damn, that's fucked up. Imagine if that was the case. Just like randomly women are
like, damn, how'd that happen? I don't know, but now it's a thing.
If women really wanted to play us from an early on stage, they could have done that very easily. Like, I don't know. I just popped up pregnant.
Women already can play men so easily. Men are retarded.
Really we are.
Okay, that's not the word you want to use, but still.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
It's the word. And listen, they're not, but men could be considered probably pretty mentally challenged because of our inability to think.
Mentally challenged is a better way to. Is a better way to go.
Mentally challenged is the way to go. Apologies to that community.
Yeah, you should be better about things. Stupid.
That was stupid.
See, but how come you could say stupid though?
Because I think a lot of people are stupid. Just
so stupid.
Men are really dumb.
Stupid is not attached to.
I think women really overthink men. They be thinking we overthink things. I love those memes where she's like, "He's probably out there cheating on me," and he's like, with the guys like,
he's like, "How the fuck do you get past level 17?"
Like, I've been playing this game forever. Like, they be in there like, what was that movie? I forgot. It was with the old girl from 40-Year-Old Virgin and Paul Rudd. When she thought that he was cheating on.
No, not Grown Ups. That's the wrong one.
She thought he was cheating on her, and he was just like
40.
he was doing the
Fantasy baseball,
fantasy draft or whatever. She's like, "This is what you're doing." He's like, "I'm not cheating on you, bitch."
It just showed how irrational they could be. They're like, he's like, oh, because she thought he was gonna walk in there and they're cheating, and it's just a bunch of nerds playing fantasy.
He was laughing, right?
And they were all offended by it. Like, how is this worse? I don't know, man. Listen.
The dynamic.
It's the same way I feel about having a boss at work. Women should really just kind of be more specific about what their intentions are. Let's be real early
Bosses
on.
do be like on some bullshit.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes they're just not specific enough. So like, I feel like that's a woman's problem sometimes. Like that's where the communication issue comes in between women and men because we think we're doing what we need to be doing. Like, I'm putting in some effort here. I thought
just chilling, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's not get into this here. We are not Dr. Phil.
This is Patreon.
Who has somehow sold himself as a doctor who is not a doctor. Everything good, sir?
That's hilarious. Sarah sent a text calling us out on your use of the inappropriate word language.
Yeah. I apologize. Yeah. But I think women have, to be fair, have called men this themselves. Like, you got to be mad at all those women too.
Unless it's a woman who fits that demographic, she was also in the wrong.
True shit. No, but what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you, bad boy?
Yeah. Word. Well, I'll tell you, man, what I've been excited about recently is that I turned on the TV the other night, and I was like, yo, I gotta find a new show because like everything I've been watching is over, right? So then I went to HBO Max, and something that I've been waiting to come out on actual like, has actually finally been released in a place that I can watch it and stream it nonstop. The Wayans Brothers.
Wayans Brothers is a dope show. Really great show.
I was extraordinarily excited.
Yes, it's that makes me want to steal your password for HBO Max.
You've been talking about this for weeks, just like you've been talking.
This is actually a reason to have it now. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean you should.
Yeah, man.
You just let me know, and I'll be like, all right, here, access granted.
You're gonna run through that shit pretty quickly, huh?
I mean probably, but we'll see. It doesn't matter to me. I think to me that'll be like The Office.
The Office?
Yeah. Like how
The Office.
How to you can watch The Office like nonstop over and over and over again as background noise.
I probably could do that with Wayans Brothers too, to be fair.
There's 5 seasons. I didn't realize that. And I was like, great.
We didn't even get a series finale. Remember from Scary Movie 2?
Yo, man, that's the worst. They should always give the show, especially if, like, I feel like if you've been on for 5 seasons, they should give you the respect of closing the show out.
They don't give a fuck about your feelings.
But man,
where are the ratings at, sir? That's what they care about most.
Why have you been on for 5 seasons if you don't have ratings?
Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, why do people have to tell you
And I don't like it when shows make it feel like the finale was rushed. Like they were like, all right, listen, we're gonna let you finish this out. But you got 2 seasons left, or you got 2 episodes left, and you got about a week to record them.
I've been listening
like,
to.
Shit, hurry up, how are we gonna end this?
It's funny because you're talking about like how long their episodes, how long of a order for episodes they have and stuff like that. And I'm listening to that the Office podcast with Ryan Baumgartner, Kevin, who played Kevin.
Yeah,
and he has his own podcast now. So he's interviewing everybody one by one. And everybody, as they're talking, is speaking about, like, even up until, like, maybe 3/4 of the second season, they didn't have an order. They didn't have an order for a third season. Matter of fact, they were ordering shows by, like, the single digits. Like, okay, you can do 2, you can do 3, you can do 5, you can do whatever. And he said at some point, they were like, all right, you can finish, I don't know if they said 22 or 24 episodes, right? And then at some point, they, like, a few weeks later, they ordered the third season, which is cool.
Yeah.
But, like, to your point, it's like, man, can you imagine, like what? How do you write for 2 episodes, like, and your best, like, what are you writing for? Are you writing for the short term? Are you gonna write as if maybe the show continues?
Yeah.
What are you doing here? Like,
yeah, I mean that's I think they have to, like, that's probably the hard part is they have to write both sides, right?
Yo, I want to be on a sitcom.
I'd love to be on a sitcom.
That would be so dope. It looks like it'd be fun.
I want to write a sitcom and then co-star in the sitcom.
The way they, yeah, that too. The way they describe being in the office sounds like a completely different experience than another
could have had a
sitcom
completely
because
different cast. Dude.
They were all,
could have had a completely different cast, and it could have been
Also,
actually more star-studded.
Yeah, but probably not as good.
Probably not. But I'm just saying,
I think the benefit it had was like the unknowns. You didn't really know most of those people.
It's true, but I'm just saying, like the auditions that they did, like they had a lot everybody come and read for them.
A lot of people. But I guess when you know, essentially, like
For
I
sure.
think Steve Carell was like, he almost didn't do it. Something he was doing like fell through.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like. Man, I lost my point about like no, because you told me like it could have been different when I was gonna say something completely different about the show.
Because they didn't have a star-studded cast.
Because they didn't have a star-studded cast. I think that really worked to their advantage a little bit.
Which is funny because usually you don't think that's gonna work to your advantage, right? It's like, for instance, if you're looking at like a new rapper who's trying to get on, you need that feature who's gonna put you on the map.
Exactly.
And you would think
you need a cosign.
like your main.
You need a cosign.
And that's where Steve Carell, I guess, he was like the anchor
Big
of that
cosign.
show.
He did 40-Year-Old Virgin,
Yeah.
But that's what I was getting at. They were talking about how when they filmed it, they were in that office together. Like even if you weren't really in the scene, you were in the back of the scene because if it was taking place in a workplace, which assumed that you would be there all day as well, regardless of your involvement in the scene, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So like they said that they would go to work and they'd have to be I don't know how long it took place. I think it was just initially. They'd have to be in makeup, in costume at 7:30 at their desk, and for 30 minutes they did busy work.
That's pretty funny.
Like work or pretended to work, essentially.
Right. So they can have that like the footage.
Yeah, I guess that footage, and then put them in the mind state of like office workers, essentially.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. But again,
Terrible
that means they're in that space for 8 hours a day together.
Yeah.
And that means that they're like, so it's like almost like truly how having a coworker is in
I'm
a
curious
real office.
if like that back and forth between Dwight and Jim, like the prank wars type of shit. Like, is that something that they had written in, or is that something like they got bored?
I think so. I think they just played it so well with those characters themselves. Because I've listened to the Jim, I've listened to the Mike Krasinski or John Krasinski, sorry, the Dwight Rainn Wilson. I've listened to those interviews, and it's interesting. It's like they're asking like how much of you is that character, and like for instance, so I'm listening to like the Entourage one as well, right? The Victory podcast, and like because these are some of my favorite shows, I like to get an idea of like so you can see Kevin Connolly who was E, There's a lot of E in him, but there's obviously there's difference
for sure.
As it should be, right? You don't want to be like, man, that character was. If Michael Scott or Steve Carell was like Michael Scott, other than the fact that he was just like so like, goofy or whatever, and if he was that crazy and maniacal and ignorant and oblivious, nobody would ever.
This is just another opportunity afforded to people who are on sitcoms because I follow like the Scrubs one, right? And it's kind of like the same way that you're describing the Office one, where they just talk about like how the concept of the show started. It's Zach Braff and Donald Faison talking, right? So the two main stars of the show, pretty much.
I got to get to that podcast.
And they have people on the same way, right, and do interviews with them, but like they're in touch with the creator of the show, and like they'll often basically field questions to him, and he'll send back recordings. So like when they're in the middle of talking, they'll play like his answer to it, that question submitted by whatever. So they're pretty cool, kind of how they do that shit, but. Same type of thing. Gives you the idea of like how the audition process went. I think they're saying like Sarah Chalk when she was on there, she was like, "Yeah, I had another show like Roseanne," and she was like, "I declined them so that I can come and do Scrubs."
Scrubs is just a great show.
I mean, and they didn't know it was going to be, but they knew who was involved, and they were like,
those guys.
I would love to work with
you. Yeah, and that's the same thing that's going on with The Office. It's like not everybody knows each other, but like. If so Ed Helms, who played Andy, said that he knew from working with Steve Carell that when Steve Carell took the part of Michael, that it was going to be a really good show because he knew what Steve
Carell's a great actor, man.
He's awesome, man.
His ability to just kind of like
he's hilarious.
Anchorman and 40-year-old, like you know what I mean. He's got some range.
Yeah, even dramatically as well. You know, like
even though I try to stay away from those.
Yeah.
But all right, break time.
Break.
All right, man. We'll be back. Man, I am sore as a bitch in here, kid. I'll tell you what else.
From what? Oh, from detailing yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh. I took that literally.
Yeah, you did. I mean, you should have.
About the knock that Bart character the fuck out.
I used to know a couple Barts. I don't know any more Barts at this point in time.
Well, Bart fart, you got skills in it?
But yeah, man, I don't know. My body hurts. I'm like, fuck, dude.
From what? What did you do?
From detailing yesterday.
Yeah.
It's just like certain part. You know, I mean, you get
No, it's
weird
just about
positions.
you got to become like a contortionist with that shit.
Yeah.
If you guys again didn't know, me and Adam have a detailing business outside of this podcast as well as our 9 to 5. So
It's true. Busy.
we be trying to be busy.
We trying to stay busy. But to be honest with you, I feel like I have a lot of downtime.
Yeah, I feel like there's more downtime than I would like at some point. Sometimes I wish I was more busy because that'd be more.
If
you
we
know,
lived
more
closer to each other,
progress.
that'd probably be very convenient because then we could just
True.
record things more.
True.
Whatever. I don't know.
That's what I wish we would have started it when we lived together. You know, some years back.
It's true, but like podcasting was a very new concept still at that point.
It was
You know?
super, but like
It was literally confined to just Apple. Like, podcasts are an Apple thing.
you had
It started off that way.
yeah, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's been doing his podcast for a fucking long time, man.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the only place you ever saw a podcast was if you like scrolled through like on your touch or whatever.
Oh yeah, it came with podcast.
Yeah.
I remember being like, I remember
I had no idea what the
specifically
fuck a
saying,
podcast
"What
was."
the fuck are podcasts?"
Yeah, I think everybody said that at that point.
What the fuck is a podcast? Couldn't even tell you.
I wish I would have dug deeper and been like, oh.
I remember trying to interpret it. Like, what could this possibly mean? Okay, so it's a cast.
I think early on I also unfortunately had the mind state of, I mean, how big can you really get from that type of thing, you know? And
Dude, I mean,
Probably.
unfortunately so, but it's all good. I mean, you live and learn.
you live and learn, and you wish that you learned earlier, you know?
Yeah, and if you don't see me then, you'll probably see me in another time.
Something
Are
like
we
that.
back?
Yeah, we've been back. You know,
Are we recording?
we've gotten to the point where we don't have to announce when we're back. Remember we talked about that because like we didn't go anywhere to them.
Yeah, but we had addressed the leaving soon.
I mean, for sure, but
if
like,
we never, if
what
we
you gotta
say
understand
goodbye
is-
and we don't say hello when we come back, did we ever come back?
if you ever watch the podcast, when we get to the point where we take a break and we're like, okay, bye. Immediately, the next second,
Bye.
we are already talking again because
we should
didn't go
we should
anywhere.
put something. We should do something in the
Do a
middle, like a
15-minute
commercial,
intermission.
like a commercial.
Yeah, I mean,
You guys
do
want us
that.
to make commercials?
not even well, maybe
That old car
weird
is
ever.
worth money.
we can reenact the old Chicago commercials.
Yeah.
Do you have insurance on this car?
No.
It must be Eagle Woman.
Look at those low rates.
Do yourself a favor. If you're not from here and you've never seen those commercials, just go and look up the Eagle Woman commercials because that shit is great.
Dude, there's so many like Chicago specific
Yeah.
theme songs to actual businesses.
Empire,
Empire.
Carpet, Luna Carpet. Moo and Oink.
Moo and Oink. There's fucking. I mean, it's funny how they created like, but I guess it makes sense. Again, we were talking about it last podcast about how
Not on
it used to be cool. No, well, not Patreon yet, but no, it used to be cool to actually put theme songs together and like actually have some sort of thought put into the theme song of your sitcom.
Yeah.
You know, like, so Jim was saying, or John Krasinski was saying on the podcast with Brian Baumgartner that he is the one. So they went on a road trip to Scranton, him and his boys. So the show never shot in Scranton, right?
Yeah.
Ever, not once. But him and his boys took a trip to Scranton at the beginning of the show. I think he was like trying to do some research, try to dive into the role, whatever. But I guess the clip of the Scranton sign in when you're riding up,
we recorded that.
he recorded that. He did that. And fun fact, or not so fun fact, depending on who you are, the reason why that sign's no longer there, it's in a mall because so many accidents were occurring because people were pulling over to take pictures at the sign. So again, depending on who you were, you could say that was cool or not.
Yeah. I mean, now I guess as the city, you're like, great, we're making money off this shit now. Like it's a monument here in a way.
Yeah, because I
'Cause,
mean,
what else?
Scranton.
What else does
Who
Scranton
knew what
have?
the fuck Scranton was
It's
before?
fucked up when a TV show puts your town on a map.
And I guess they did their research. You know, they were like a lot of the things that the Lackawanna County and all that kind of like, very specific.
I mean, I imagine that there's not like too much of that you have to learn in Scranton. It's a small town in Pennsylvania, right? So you just go pretty much. What are the county names? What are like. And I'm just saying, like, it's probably pretty easy to do the general groundwork for the locations and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they just. I mean, I guess it's because of the fact that they were remaking the English version, right? But I don't. I'm not too privy on what the English version. It just was kind of too dry for me. I really didn't like it. I like dry humor, but not that dry.
Nah, I'm not a big fan
She
of
needed some water.
like British comedy. The only thing I really Mr.
The
Bean.
voice. The voice.
No, Mr. Bean is like
You sound like you're from London. I am from London.
Actually, I was just watching that the other day too. He had a fucking coral in his leg when it was happening.
He's like, can you call somebody? I'm bleeding quite bad.
Yeah, it's a pretty funny movie. It's
Getting Sarah
Mila Kunis
Marshall.
was like at the
Inside
peak her
of
hotness at that point.
you. Inside of you. Oh, I want to be. How I long to be. Inside of you. That's hilarious.
They called their groupies the sorrow suckers.
Sorrow suckers. He's like,
that's just what they call them.
that's my driver. I'm going to have sex with her. It's hilarious.
It's pretty funny. He's an interesting guy in real life.
Russell
Like,
Brand?
Yeah.
He's like out there. Like he seems like he's been on an acid trip for some time.
For sure.
Though I think he's supposed to be clean, so I don't know. Where
He's like,
that
no,
is.
you see this tattoo here? It means I'm 7 years sober. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what that means.
yep, that's that. He said, yep, that's that. Yeah, I'm sober. Like, damn, you prick. What?
That
Like,
shit
why
is-
you got to say it like that?
Right, like I just met you. I didn't know these things about you.
Like, dude, I just saw 7 lines. They're like, did you
Clearly, I
murder?
don't listen to your
Like,
music.
there are so many different things. You could have murdered 7 people. This is like, this is the 7th girlfriend you've given a try to, and you couldn't do it. Blast.
It could-
Blast.
Yeah.
How can that's a hilarious word to be like mad? Yeah, I'm driving like blast.
I will say
Get
that
out the way.
about British comedy. They utilize the words that aren't necessarily meant as comedy in their
Get out
area.
get out the bloody way.
Yeah, those things are kind of funny to me.
So I'll see the problem with my English accent and like my Australian accent is there's no line. So like sometimes I just like blast on the Bobby.
I would generally feel bad about
It's a
like mocking these
blast.
type of things, but let me just tell y'all, man. I don't know if you've ever encountered English people in England, but they're not very fond of American people.
Not
No, they
Really?
don't really care for us
at all.
They're no. It's
What if
like-
you just walk
There's
up
a
to them?
smugness that they're like. Oh,
Hey,
From
my
America,
goal
huh?
in London is to walk up to somebody and say, "You sound like you're from London."
I don't think you can do that.
They'll be like, "May I take your order?" Be like, "Yeah, you sound like you're from London."
Hey, you know how that guy does those videos where he's like asking the people in nice cars like what they do for a living to afford them and shit?
Yeah.
We should do a video of that. Like, I'll record you walking through London saying to people, "You sound like you're from London."
Here's my thing about London. A lot of those guys like football, right? Footy. Footy.
Footsie.
Footy.
Footsie.
Footy.
When you play with your feet.
No, footy. Not footsie. Were you trying to play footsie with me? I don't know how to that
I mean,
sounds terrible.
the whole world
No, it's
besides the
footy.
United States calls soccer football. So
Yeah, we're fucking
the
stupid.
U.S. always wants to try to.
Why we
separate
always got to do
themselves. I
something
don't know.
stupid? I don't know.
Yeah, stupid.
But like, no, you play footy, so they like play. They watch footy, and they like to rumble in the Bronx.
But the Bronx is here.
My accent sounds terrible in my head. Does it sound as bad as it sounds to you?
100%.
Okay, all right, cool. Well, anyway, my thing about that is they like to rumble, right? Those guys like the Green Street hooligans. Hooligans.
I feel already that you know more about London than I do. So sure.
Yeah, man, all
I
that.
don't know.
No, I'm just saying, like, all those guys are ready to
Mr.
scrap. So I
Bean is
think
what I know.
every time I do it, I'm going to get in a fight. Is the problem? What I'm saying?
Well, probably, yeah.
Like you sound like you're from. Like, oh damn.
I mean, just go prepared.
Oh
you
mate,
know?
why would you hit me so hard?
Act like a little biatch. Just go there prepared. You know.
I mean, I'm down, But like at a certain point, this is just what are we doing here now? Like I'm fighting everybody in London.
Are those the
A
same
man
guys?
was in other news.
The
A
guys
man's
that
been
you're
walking
talking
through the
about.
streets of London, fighting everybody, saying, "Oh, you sound like you're from London."
You're gonna be in their fucking jail in no time. Are those the same guys that you're talking about? That like you remember in Tenacious D when he first got to California and he was laying down on the bench, and then those guys came and fucked with him, and he's like, "What do we have here?" He's like, we baby." Like those guys, you know what I'm talking
That's a
about?
dialect from like that's what because the thing about London, which is probably fucked up, because remember like they have so many dialects that like the
stinking filthy fatty.
the back country like or whatever of London, wherever that fuck that is.
Yeah.
Like I guess like they have like
Where's the front country of
their
it?
dialects are difficult to understand. Like I guess it's thicker accents. Like they just mash words.
I'm
and,
sure.
and
go to Wimbledon and
make
shit.
sounds and shit. Like I don't know. Like it's hilarious to think.
Make sounds. This whole thing is fucking offensive. Oh, goofy British sound making ass, boy.
I just think it would be hilarious to feel like, okay, so how funny does an English sound to a
I think we're okay to make fun of the British, right? Because they're like the colonizers.
I don't know. Listen, so what I'm saying is I would like to know what it sounds like to somebody from a different country, like how an American accent with American English sounds to them and how funny it sounds. Because they're pretty good at, oh, I'm an American and I like fast cars and doing stupid things. Like that's like I watch so Jeremy Clarkson from Top Gear. A lot of people, I don't know if you guys know, it's a show called Top Gear. They have something called Grand Tour now on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a compilation. Like if you go on my YouTube algorithm, because they know I watch those guys, they'll have like a 5-minute reel of Jeremy Clarkson making fun of Americans. And like I've been thinking about one because I've been doing a lot of driving back and forth the last few days.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about one. He was like, "Oh, I'm an American and I do this," and he was driving in and out of lanes. He's like, "And I jump in and out of lanes because this is allowed because nobody uses their mirrors here." And he's just driving through the expressway, like darting in and out of traffic, like overtaking and undertaking. Overtaking, I think,
shit is fun though.
Undertaking is what if you use the fast lane. Overtaking is if you do it on the outside of that lane.
Oh, I guess.
I guess there's two different terms.
I didn't know that.
Well, either way, because
if
it's one thing that's certain, like people be in their fucking in the fast lane just driving like lollygagging.
Before I got pulled over by the lady cop, just before
doing
that,
a buck in the latest drop.
I was so mad, right? So just before that, I'm on Gulf Road, which is a three lanes on each side, right? I don't know, is that a 6-lane road? Is that what you call that, or is it a 3-lane road? I never knew how to refer to those things.
I guess technically the whole thing is a road, so I guess it's a 6-lane road.
So anyway, one of these guys was overtaking, I suppose is what he was doing, right? So he's like not good at it, and literally came fucking this close to hitting my car. Oh, he would have had a bad day. So he didn't, because I saw that I hit the brake and I fucking was on my horn for a second, right? And he did that a couple more times, and then he pulled up next to the cop who pulled me over, and he like saw that, and you can see he instantly hit his brake, right? And,
like he wasn't looking,
and then like I think I was just. And I blame the person who was in front of that cop, right? Because they were hanging back like 200 yards from the car in front of them. And I'm like trying to like stay the speed limit because obviously there's a cop right here. And she got far enough back to be able to see my plate. And then she got behind me.
Oh, so he got you in trouble,
I was like,
huh?
this cocksucker, man. Fuck. I was like, it should have been the guy who almost hit my car who got pulled over.
I've been so mad in my car during road rage sometimes. Like, I really try to remind myself not to have road rage while driving. Like, you know what?
I know people are nuts and it's not worth it, but I do be having
it's
road
not
rage.
worth it, but like at the same time, like there are some times where you're just like, that was so blatant and so disrespectful that I don't know what to do like with my anger right now. And it's fucked up. I should probably find a better way to channel that. So what I do is like, honestly, I just kind of like try to remind myself, hey, it is what it is. Whatever. Fuck it. Like maybe I try to implore, what is that word?
Diplomacy?
No.
What are you getting at here?
Empathy.
I don't think empathy has a place there.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think
I'm
about
trying to like
because I'm trying to like
understand
I'm
your
trying to be like, well, maybe he or she is rushing to this place that I don't know. Maybe they got like to go to the hospital. Dude's got to take a
Maybe
shit.
they got an urgent phone call. Maybe he's like,
you never know, man. You got to take a shit.
nah,
Sometimes
fuck
you
that,
got to
because
speed.
I will tell you this. You know, when I drive like that, which is pretty often, I don't usually have a fire to get to. So knowing that
you got
I
a
drive
fire
like
to get to, Chief. Like what?
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
It's
Like,
kind of fucked up.
I know that I don't really have to be anywhere that urgently when I'm driving like that most of the time. Sometimes I'm in a crunch, but like, you got to practice to use
I mean,
during
it
crunch
depends.
time.
Like, I honestly, some days I don't even feel like speeding. Some days I'm on the expressway, just going a normal rate of speed, which is to me like somewhere around like 85 miles per hour. Like that's a normal speed for me.
On
Like
the highway, otherwise, what's the point of you getting on the highway? Fool, take the side.
I'm thinking at 85. That's And then there's some days where you'll see me at like 75 because I'm just not real. I'm listening to something and kind of not realizing what I'm doing.
For sure. But
And
over
then
here,
there's
when you
other
get on
days you'll see me at 110 because I'm also listening and not realizing what I'm doing.
I mean, usually if I'm getting up to 110, I'm doing it on purpose. But over here, like the speed limit on the highway starts at 70 miles an hour. So
Yeah.
your side is 60. So
Well, as soon as
over
you-
here, I'm
the
like, if
closer
you're
you
going 70 miles an hour, you're only doing the limit. Get in the right lane.
The closer you get to the city, it's like 65, I believe. And
But
then
to
it
your
gets
point-
55 in the city.
To your point, I do have to always try to keep in mind that, like, all right, I'm also driving a nicer car, and these people who are driving lesser vehicles, not to shit on anybody's situation, I've been there,
They don't care.
but like, they don't give as much of a fuck,
as much of a fuck?
as much of a fuck.
As much as a fuck.
I mean, you still don't want to lose your means of transportation, but you care less.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at how a person's car is, match
see
it
what
with their
kind of shitty driver
driving,
they are,
and be like, yeah, you're doing that on purpose because you're terrible.
Yeah,
You're a terrible, terrible person.
yeah.
Hey, what's happened funny in this week? I think I've been laughing a lot, but I can't remember at what.
I don't know how you just worded that. Was happy funny in this week? What's happened?
What happened funny, I said.
I heard what happy funnying this
Happened
week.
Funny.
Really? That's what I don't know.
Maybe I did say that.
When
What
you play back,
happened
we'll tell,
funny
but-
this week is what I meant. What I said.
What
or I
happened
meant
this
to say.
week that has been funny?
Yeah. What was a funny occurrence this week that we? Because I remember I was laughing at like what's been making me laugh a lot lately is the post game like conferences for like, especially I guess I don't really watch baseball or football, but basketball.
Mhm.
Like, one, it's funny because they're not in the same room with each other anymore, right? So the
Yeah.
players on this like on a Zoom, and like, so I don't know I don't know what it looks like to the player. Is there multiple screens? Because this is what you see. They'll be like Kevin Durant, and then somebody will introduce themselves, and then you'll see KD he'll look up like this way, and then the next question they'll be like this and be like this, and it'll be like he'll look at them, and then but the address of it, like, it lets the player be more of a dick.
Yeah.
Like, it's just been real. The matter of fact answers they get, the laughs.
I was just watching a press conference with Ron Artest after one of the championships that he won with Kobe, right? And it was just him up there, like, he's waiting for his family to come.
Is that the one where he thanked Queensbridge?
I don't know unless that was later on in the interview. But he was like, Kobe, you passed me the ball. He's like, he never passes me the ball. He's like, then I was gonna shoot it. He's like, and you can, like, Phil was telling me not to shoot it. He's like, and he don't have to talk to you. He's got that because he's a Zen master. You can feel him saying that. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I shot it anyway. Like,
Fucking Ron Artest, man.
and then like his family brought the champagne bottle out, and he's like, yeah, I don't think David's gonna like that, so he put it underneath the thing.
Oh,
And I was
David
like,
Stern. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Because
he's like, I was just in there drinking champagne, and they asked him something. He's like, y'all are killing it. He's like, I'm in a great mood right now. Like,
that he's somebody else, man. Like, in terms of his ability to
Meta world
express his feelings or his emotions at that specific time.
yeah,
I don't know, because he doesn't seem filtered.
no, definitely not.
Like he's kind of like what's the Tourette, right? Like, I know that you can't control
Mhm.
like things that you say out of your mouth
I
and
don't
your
think
and
he
your
has to.
no, but like he's super duper, not Tourette's.
The type of things that you won't let me talk about here, and the type of
No.
conversations we're
But
having
like,
today.
I don't, not that he can't, not that he has Tourette's, but like, it seems like he can't control his desire or his
He's like a klepto.
like,
He just can't control
the things
himself.
the things that he feels. It's like there's no filter for him to not allow himself to express those things. You know,
He's expressive.
not like he's expressive, but listen, Sarah is painting a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She's expressive with her painting. Okay,
well, there's different versions of expressive, obviously. Yes,
he is extremely. He's like very more so than most.
He's
to
demonstrative
a fault because
I could be demonstrative.
the things he expresses are not normal thoughts because he's Ron Artest, right?
He's meta world peace.
Speaking of that, did you see Diddy change his name to what, like Diddy Love? Diddy or Diddy Love? Diddy or Diddy Love? I don't know.
Diddy Love is hilarious. Yeah,
He should have changed his name to Didn't Be.
He just
like just start fucking altering the whole name. Like artist formerly known as.
He should have just went back to Puffy.
Puff. It's hilarious that at some point all of us were calling him Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
Grown men were like, man,
Puff Daddy.
Man, you see Puff Daddy the other day? Be like, no, I ain't see nobody named Puff Daddy, and neither did you, motherfucker.
Who referred to him as the full Puff Daddy? Like he was Puffy.
There have been so many names that people have told me
Puff.
So many nicknames, okay? Like normal, if it's your government
like
name.
Joe Budden still calls him Puff.
Listen, if it's your government name, I will call you it. My government name is Osama. Call me it, right? But if you tell me your nickname, I've told many people, listen, I'm sorry, but I ain't calling no grown man. Insert that nickname now.
So
and I don't know how we all got over on. He got over on all of us, and we were all like, "Man, I got to see that new Puff Daddy video." Like that.
His real name is Sean
hilarious.
Combs, right? So where does Sean John come from? Is that like his middle name? Did he collab with somebody named John, and they were like, "Let's just call it Sean and John"?
I don't know. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know that much about Diddy to know if his real middle name is John.
I mean, we should.
All we've known so far is he was Puff.
Diddy's been around for like 30 years.
He's been Puff Daddy.
About him.
He's been Puff. He's been P Diddy. He's been Diddy. Now he's Diddy Love.
So he's mankind of the rap world.
Well, mankind was just no. Well, mankind's were alter egos, and
right.
Diddy just.
But he stole it from Dude Love.
Well, Diddy just keeps changing his name every 12 years or so to be younger.
I don't know, but he stole Dude Love from Mankind. You know, I know it's not Dude Love his name.
I don't think so. Also, it's mad years later, and he's not a wrestler.
Yeah, but a lot of people.
Mankind might be the craziest human being to ever exist, based on the things he did in a wrestling ring.
Maybe. I don't know. I still want to watch some of these documentaries, these little biography things that they got.
There's a lot of them. I think we've talked about it, but I think one of my favorite things of all time right now is that Stone Cold is becoming like a more household name again just because of who he is.
But he also has a podcast that's...
Yeah, I try to catch it in video form because I want to see the wrestlers and him speak and their dynamic.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really... You can't find... It's on that WWF network, I think.
They do have some... Well, WWE network. But they do have some...
WWE, right.
They do have some where he has like...
I do like those questions. Have you seen... So... there was one with so there's I don't know, I don't want to mix up
the podcast.
Huh? Well, no, I'm talking about this is like kind of like they're talking about like I think it was either Joe Rogan or because Joe Rogan interviewed Undertaker. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty famous interview at this point.
Yeah.
But so did Stone Cold. And Stone Cold and him were talking about like some cool ass times or whatnot. But they were talking about when the WWE or WWF changed to the WWE and like how they felt about it and things like that.
I know as a fan, I hated it.
It was just
I was like,
felt
man,
weird.
Fuck you, World Wildlife Federation. I don't even want to be mad at you because you have good causes and whatnot. But still,
but like,
why do you have to take WWF away and shit?
It was weird because it just changed the brand, and it's like I know it's weird to think, oh, that little change, but it was like the WWF, like. You heard instead of them saying the WWF World Champion, they were like the WWE World Champion. You're like,
it was different. You know?
And if that happened today, that wouldn't.
It signified an end of an era for us, I think.
Yeah, for me, I think specifically like because that happened like right around. I want to say the last time I remember going to a wrestling event, maybe 2001, maybe.
I think I went after that, but. I mean, there was obviously still a few years in the 2000s where Stone Cold and Rock were doing their thing still and whatever.
Yeah, so and I mean...
I was pretty much watching until Stone Cold didn't really have like
passively, you know?
Yeah. And, I mean, it used to be like, oh shit, it's Thursday night. Like
we knew we were countdown and we're watching it. We're, you know... But I think that signified a definite change in times and
for the record, we watch Raw and SmackDown. I don't know why people
I don't know.
had to choose.
That's the thing now, right? People choose which one they like.
But it was like that even back then.
That's fucking stupid.
Because remember, like at one point they separated the rosters both of those nights.
Yeah, but that was cool because it caught its conflict. So like when they would cross over, you would see, oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean definitely. Further to your point of what has been funny in the world this past week, I've been staying entertained watching a lot of Wild 'N Out. And it's funny because like obviously a lot of the things they do are like dissing each other and shit. So I'll just be like making things up to
Adam
diss
said, "Do you think that Nick Cannon will be mad?"
No, why would you say that here? Trying to do it inconspicuously behind the paywall.
Will.
I was like, man,
he got money. You don't think he'll drop that little $4.99 or whatever you decide to make it just to see?
But why would they do that? Huh? Why would he do that? Like, how much money we can be making from that? That he's like, oh yeah, let me go and also invest and see.
I've heard podcasts getting their like
the amount of money that we
small
would be
as
making,
ours have like had their episodes pulled because they played like
on
Drake's.
Patreon?
See, that's what my thing is with Patreon. Is it like, are we exempt from rules? Like, can we like?
I think we're generally
so.
Exempt
There
from
are
rules.
no laws in Patreon, is what you're saying?
Because if people want to call us out on things that like we're using that we shouldn't be, they'd have to pay to see that, and they're not able to. And I don't think they care enough. I think.
So what you're saying?
I think if you looked at our Patreon subscriptions
law
and it said like
enforcement and otherwise, they just can't do anything to us behind our Patreon paywall.
I mean, once it's common knowledge, I guess. I don't know, but whatever. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it one day. Hopefully not. But
no, we ain't getting there. But yeah, no, I'm thinking that a lot of. So I think in terms of music, that's fine. We're not gonna steal Nick Cannon's idea.
No, but it inspires me to think of like funny things to just go back and forth. Like,
there's a lot. Listen,
hilarious.
I think we're gonna have fun with this Patreon idea. It's gonna be real cool.
Because
we do want. Well, listen, we want all the guys like.
We're supposed to be done talking about Patreon.
I know,
I just
but
want to talk about Nick Cannon.
I know, but we want
hijack my conversation
because
you fucking thief.
Because what if Nick Cannon got money?
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I'm not trying to go deeper.
Now, if you
like
do
want to
pay us to come on Wildin' Out, that'd be kind of fun.
I mean, for sure. Maybe
we wildin' out now. We wildin' out.
Maybe
now.
if this thing ever gets some traction, we can get we can get an invitation to that. I was just gonna say now, like, first of all, the longevity of that show has been like 15 seasons now.
More than that.
No, 15.
Really? So what, like 06?
This is like the 15th season.
So, are we speaking in years? Or
I don't know if it's years or
because that's how MTV goes. They'd be like, man, it's the 35th season of this show. We're like, dude, how many seasons you shot? It's been on for like 4 years.
But you got to give the show its credit because it's been on for a long time.
Just sitting there just fucking having to be like action. I hate this fucking job, man.
And I blame Sarah too because she's the reason that I've been watching so much of it.
I mean, it's a good show.
It's a good show. And it's really funny. So, I mean, got to give Nick Cannon his props, man.
Not every guest is the perfect guest because I think
the regulars who are there are funny enough most
of course.
of the time.
It takes a specific type of person to be able to, on the fly, just create shit like that.
Yeah.
I think I would have fun with it. I don't know that I'd be great at.
I would try it. Like,
yeah. I mean,
all the fucking skits. I'm trying to be involved. Like, let's go.
Of course. I'll have fun. Make fun of me if I suck, but at least I tried and had fun with it. You know what I mean?
And that's all they do is make fun of you. You're gonna be made fun of whether you do something stupid or not.
I think that's been, dude. I think that's been the message of the last couple pods. Like, listen, people are gonna have their opinion regardless. Just do what you want to do and have some fun with it. And you know, like I saw that meme and I sent it to you this morning. Like they were like, I don't care if you get 0 views or not. Keep posting your shit. Somebody's watching,
Yeah.
And, the goal is to maybe, one day get that recognition.
You got to get the right eyes on it.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean, hopefully that'll come. See what happens. But we're going to continue to have fun. Shit, do this. So
indeed, sir. But because we're on a time crunch, right? And we do have the after party to shoot.
We do. We're going to cut them short for the after party.
Well, no. Like, but so this week specifically, it's Father's Day. We got some. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of you all are celebrating. Well, it is Father's Day the day we're shooting.
Yeah.
When you watch it, it'll be a couple days after. But we do want to. Actually, we should have done this at the beginning, but
shout out to all the pops out there.
Shout out to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day to all of our guys we know that are fathers. And those who we don't know that are good fathers
Except
as
the
well.
ones who aren't handling the business the way they're supposed to be.
Listen, we know, and we know there's a lot of single mothers out there.
But we're not giving you credit today.
Well,
no,
you're playing the role. That's cool. But also acknowledge the fact that
You got Mother's Day a month ago.
Yeah,
you don't get that.
That's
today.
probably true.
You
but
don't get that today
but
because the fathers who are single, the single fathers don't get the recognition on Mother's Day. That's got to stop.
Fathers don't get a lot of recognition for shit.
No, there's not.
So but we do want to also.
Ladies, we respect you, but you got Mother's Day. This is only for the men. I'm only.
Yeah, it's
talking
like
to the men
they be
today.
trying to hijack Sweetest Day, even though it's like, and I don't even celebrate Sweetest Day. I think that's one of the most dumbest things.
Listen,
They were like, Sweetest Day never existed. So how did it just start out of nowhere? I'm like, yo, I don't go with made up holidays.
It was the men's "I don't want no pigeons" response. You know.
That was a terrible, because pigeons doesn't roll off the tongue like scrubs.
It doesn't.
You know. But we do want to wish happy Father's Day to our father.
Yes, absolutely.
Amjad.
Happy Father's Day, Pop.
Happy Father's Day. He is in the country right now. They're out vacationing.
Which is the only reason why we're
family.
really able to give you an episode today, because he probably was like, yeah, we're busy.
We could have recorded something in the morning and then met him over there, because we're not too far from the house.
Whatever. These are all hypotheticals.
But
we're not in that situation.
Yeah, they're not here. So we did wish them happy. We did message them, and
yep.
You know, obviously they have where they're at. They don't have all the craziest reception in the world. But we love him. We miss him. We'll see him when he gets back.
Yep.
All the other fathers out there, happy Father's Day. We hope you enjoy your day.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, I seen a meme that said, all you're doing on Father's Day is cooking burgers and hot dogs for you anyway. So that's fucked
true.
up. You know, make yourself a steak. Fuck the kids. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, and the situations where you fathers, there is a mother there and you're not doing it on your own. Ladies, take care of your man today. You know,
cook a steak.
Cook them a steak.
Yeah.
Suck they dick. I'm just saying. I mean, you know,
it's the Patreon, dude.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Okay. Anyway, sneakers.
All right. Yeah. So I got these Jordan 3s.
He's flexing a little bit today.
These are Super Bowl Justin Timberlakes. That's what made popular, I think.
Before we go,
huh?
We were listening to music yesterday while detailing, and I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And Adam told me that this is. So if you guys are familiar with the Joe Budden Pod, again, another podcast, but he's been talking a lot of shit about Justin Timberlake lately.
Well, he's been saying it like the last couple of years passively.
But like
that album didn't just come out.
But this music, I guess he had been talking really a lot of shit about this specific one. And I think it's been gaining a lot of negative.
It wasn't
traction.
Justin's best.
Yeah,
offering.
I didn't give it a shot. I'm not like a huge Justin Timberlake fan. That may be some of the worst music I've ever heard. Like, I don't know.
Supplies was the song.
What was he trying to do there? Like his own R&B-ish take. It was pretty trash. It was bad.
I think it was really. So a lot of it was about.
Go back to Man in the Mirror, not Man in the Woods.
I think a lot of it was about him fucking.
Right? Isn't that what it is? This was Man in the Woods.
Was the album,
dude, Man in the Mirror. Man in the Mirror is way better.
Man in the Mirror isn't that? That's Michael Jackson.
Well, do that better. Don't do your shit. Your shit sucks.
These are designed by Mr. Tinker Hatfield himself.
What is
one of the more renowned Jordan designers.
What's the one where he's jamming his foot in the disco ball? Futuristic love making.
Future sex love sounds or some shit like that.
Oh, something like that. All right, cool. Hey, I seen a movie once called Dating Habits or Mating Habits of the Human Race or something, and it's with a Carmen Electra and somebody else.
Used to love me some Carmen Electra back in the day.
It's hilarious because it's basically about a guy that meets a girl and is trying to hit it, right? Like, and the whole time.
Story of life.
Yeah. Oh no, actually, he's trying to hit it. Then secondly, they're like, it's about like the sperm getting through, and then her getting pregnant.
You're knocked up now.
The best part about it is like they would be fucking, right, and then at the end of the fucking, they would switch to this scene where these guys dressed as sperm would be running, right, and they'd hit this brick wall. That's the condom, right? Or her birth control.
What the fuck is this? It's like some shrooms?
No, I promise you, this movie exists. And it was one of the funny. I promise you, I saw it in high school. It was one of my favorite movies I've ever seen. You got to look it up on like, I don't know.
What's it called?
It's like mating habits of the human race or something like that. It's with Carmen Electra. If you go look it up with Carmen Electra, you'll see it.
All right.
Fucking hilarious. Like when the sperm finally got through, he was like, yeah, and all the other, but like when they fall like bowling pins. It's fucking, they all just smash into this wall like a whole bunch of sperm. It's fucking funny, man.
All right, well maybe.
Well, you said Tinker.
Sorry, but that's the name of the guy.
It goes again with naming your kids.
Yeah, man, that's pretty fucked up.
Like his name is Dick.
Like I don't know if other people had this, but like that's kind of what we referred to as Dick as a child in our house. Tinker.
Stop fucking playing with your tinker.
I can't.
It's there, man, and my hand has
30 years later, I still
my
ain't
hand.
stopped.
My hand ridiculously just hangs right conveniently where my dick is.
I feel like that was by design.
By design.
Something
I got to be
good
able to
was gonna
reach it. Anyway,
happen.
I got these Air Max 3s, 90s, whatever you want to call them at this point. They've,
it
they've
seems
kind
like
of distorted that.
Seems like the viewership enjoys like when you bring back your kick certain ones. So I'll wear different ones and you just bring back the old ones.
No, I just kind of like, I just didn't feel like really trying with shoes. I don't know. I've been wanting to reach for the 11s, but they're underneath a pile of boxes.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with stacking them the way they are back here.
Yours is you can remove. Mine is deep in the corner of a closet that I can't even like. I got to remove shelves.
Let's say I want a pair, 8 pairs down. I have to lift up 7 pairs first to get that, and then put those back, and then
yeah. But I'd have to move a whole shelving unit outside of my room in order to get this thing.
I mean, I feel you.
It's ridiculous.
This is it has its conveniences, and it keeps it clean.
It's out in the open, man.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna take a picture of it and put it on Patreon.
You should do that.
My closet is the size of like
you could do.
My closet might be the size of a airport bathroom.
It's pretty tight.
Not airplane. Sorry,
airplane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Airport bathrooms are nasty too.
Airplane bathrooms, like there's just as much room to move around.
You can like do a 360 in the spot.
I can do a 360 in my closet. Yes. And maybe less room for shelving in my closet.
And no toilet paper. Can't even.
And you can't take a shit. Yes. It's ridiculous. Anyway.
Those shits are terrifying. I'm not gonna lie.
Airport bathrooms or airplane bathrooms?
Like when you flush the toilet.
That shit sucks.
I feel like I'm about to get fucking.
Like it's gonna take you like You're like.
I feel like like in Mario.
What was that in
like
what happened in what happened in Soul Plane when he pressed flush or something happened where he pressed flush or somebody pulled a lever and it released all of the and it had him stuck to the toilet but killed his dog. That was fucked up.
That's really fucked up.
That's insult to injury. Like not only are we gonna like keep you stuck to this toilet by suction, we're also gonna make you watch as we shred your dog up in this engine.
That movie was ridiculous in a lot of ways. I ain't gonna lie.
His ass was stuck to the toilet.
Snoop was the pilot. He didn't know how to fly a plane.
I don't know if anybody's ever done this, but please, if you watch Soul Plane, you have to pause it on Snoop's resume. You have to. It's maybe one of the funniest things you'll ever read. I don't remember too much of it, like off top, but you got to pause it on there. It's hilarious. It's like this blue, like resume. It's really funny, and it says like, there's like something not verbatim, but essentially. Flew planes and did all sorts of other fly shit like on his resume. So you gotta check it out. Just a little tidbit of information.
I'll make sure I remember to do that next time it's on.
Yeah, and everybody out there do the same.
Yeah, y'all do that too.
Yeah,
you know what else y'all should do? Y'all should go to all those social network platforms that have Kiona and Kasson attached. And you should go and like those things and follow those things and subscribe to those things and subscribe to this thing and then go to the Patreon thing and subscribe to that thing.
Right. Listen, I know it's a lot. And
it's not even what we should do. Ranges, man.
What we will do is create a link tree, right?
Maybe that's important. Maybe we should do that.
Because we at this point have a lot of linked social medias. We'll create a link tree on both of ours.
But that's the thing. Pretty much no matter which one you go to, like if you go
to Kasson.
If you go to the YouTube page. If we go to like the About Us, there's links to the some of the other pages that we have. Patreon, same thing. Instagram. I mean, I think there's only a link to the Patreon now. I took out the other one from the bio. But I don't know, whatever. So.
Yeah, so I mean, it's all pretty much Kiona and Kasson.
Yeah, it's all intertwined.
But we will put a link tree together because I think at some point with all of the things we do, it might be important to do that.
I mean, so far we only have 2 things.
After this, because if for those of us or those of you who are on Patreon... after this episode, we're headed right over there.
After party.
We're about to after party. Oh, we can actually put that music at the beginning now with our little.
We have to search Apple Music for instrumentals.
What was that?
Sing over it.
What is that? Jaquan?
I don't know.
Tipsy party. What the fuck was that guy's name? I think it was Jaquan.
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyway, that being said.
Yes. So that is episode 97 in a nutshell. And we appreciate you guys coming and checking it out again.
Turtle and a half shell.
I mean, you know how I feel about Ninja Turtles. So,
What was your favorite Ninja Turtle?
I think I want to say it was always Raphael.
See, I'm a Leonardo guy. Always been a Leonardo guy.
I mean, you know,
Michelangelo was always like I aspire to be that happy in life.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, but I generally speaking, you give me a pizza and I'm as happy as any one of them.
100 fucking %. And
But,
on that note,
Yes,
we'll see y'all later.
catch y'all 98, man.
Peace.